So what kind of goodies are coming in the next big update that, to be fair, they're constantly referring it to as the 1.1 update? It's not. It is officially called the Echoes of the Zariman, and it is 31.6. They actually made a joke about it because that many people turned around and said it in chat. It's not the 1.1 update, it's 31.6. Echoes of the Zariman. Well, we kind of have to jump straight into this. They confirmed the Arcane shotgun. It is going to be called the Furlax, but they didn't show it. This could be because it's not finished, or because it doesn't actually have a finished skin, and the skin just wasn't there. Whatever it was, we've got to kind of move on to the single-handed dagger. It's in Arcane. It's not a dual dagger, it turns into a longsword. Oh yes, definitely. I said it looked like a longsword in the picture with the deluxe skin holding it, that I said I'm not going to say that's a new frame. I didn't say it was a new frame, I said it would be nice if they announced a new frame. Trust me, this is going to get weirder. There is also two new ephemeras. There is the... they've got very kind of weird names to them. The Seraphire ephemera that... To be brutally honest, I seen this and kind of liked it. It's like the void energy is being emitted by the frame itself. I didn't think they could really kind of go better than this until they went and showed the second ephemera, the wrapped wing. And I instantly, wrapped wing? In my mind, it's a set of wings that go around you. Yeah, but no, that's not it. It's a set of hands that go behind you, kind of set like a set of wings, but they move with your arms. So they're behind you, they are void-based wings that just sit behind you, and they did talk about going into the capturer and actually showing these things. Sadly, they didn't do that, but both of these and the two Arcane weapons will of course be available from Cavallero. And it's about time, let's be honest, his store was kind of lackluster at best. They did also attempt, accidentally, to show the new landing craft that they're, quote-unquote, working on, and it's a proper ship. Not a skin, it's going to be an actual ship, and I'm with everybody else. As soon as we landed on the Zariman, I saw those things to each side. It was a case of, yes, we must have those. They have to be a thing. Even if it's just a skin, though I was hoping they made it into a ship, and they are making it into a ship. It's going to be more of a treasure hunter based ship for the ship drop, the perk of the ship's ability, whatever you want to call it, and it will display loot in a radius. Kind of like the little golden child that runs around and finds the nearest, as they put it, rare loot. This will do the same thing, and it will display it in a 100-meter radius. You know, just in case, having it appear on the entire map wasn't a good thing. I'm being really sarcastic because a 100-meter radius is tiny when you have rooms that are 300-400 meters in size. So unless this can be repetitively used and there's no timer for it, yeah, subject to change. Maybe add another 0 onto the end of the 100 meters, because they didn't even show that in action. They just passed over this ship so quickly. It's kind of sad, to be honest, but a 100-meter radius. I like the idea of the treasure hunting. I like the idea of the ship. Not a fan of the small radius for the ping that will make rare loot appear. Then while talking about the new Arcanes, and I'll be honest, there's one that looked pretty nice, I seen it at the bottom instantly. Amp Arcane adapter. But they were talking about the other amps. They did mention it eventually, but it basically unlocks a secondary amp slot for your amp. Yeah. Kind of a shame, but should make the amp a lot better. Out of all of them they showed... Insert name here, it's on the screen. And I'm saying that because I don't have it written down properly. I do believe it was molt augmented. I'm not 100% on that, that's why I'm saying it'll be on the screen. It looked amazing. More than the tiny little bit of ability strength it adds. 0.2. kind of meaningless until you read the rest of it, and it stacks up to 250 times. 250 times 0.2. Okay. That could actually work out really, really well, really, really quickly. It's basically an extra 50% ability strength because it's on kill. So once you've killed 250 enemies, yeah, that's going to work pretty well. But obviously you have to keep killing the enemies once it is active to keep the Arcane working. Being a Warframe Arcane, this could be really, really useful and really, really fun. You can take a lot of good frames and make them amazing frames, and a lot of amazing frames and make them just insanely amazing. Increasing ability strength sounds like a must, to be honest. Yonta will have the ability to buy void plumes, using lower ones to buy higher ones, using the orbs, the Entrati lanthorns, and obviously lower level void plumes. Yeah, this is going to be very, very useful for a lot of different reasons. You can get the void plume down like crazy. Being able to take those and make them into veins, vines, whatever, are going to be so much more useful. And then obviously those you can upgrade to quills, and past that, I can't remember what they actually turn into, because Quills is the second one, there's one before that, Crest I do believe it was, and then Pinion would be the better ones. So being able to turn your massive collection of lower level ones into higher level ones, not just for the standing, but to build the two new Arcanes, Incarnants, yeah, this is going to be really important. Plus you can also use them to buy decorations with. There are new levels, or new tiers from Quinn, for bounties. But sadly, it's not the way you would think it was. Instead of it being a harder bounty, because the level 110 to 115, I didn't actually think that was as hard as I was expecting it to be. I thought they would have put a Steel Path level 1 in there. No. They are basically making a fifth one that's going to fall just lower of that, of 90 something, and it's going to separate the rarer drops. So the Hesper is going to be easier to get, as is the rifle, which is good for a lot of people that are after the Hesper. That's a great melee weapon, by the way, but I would have loved to have seen them split it and make a harder bounty. Sad, but at least now there's another tier of bounty, which leads us into the new mission type, the Loke Surges. A new mission type that will have, the best way I can put this, is a hand sticking out of the ground that will give buffs. There's going to be 3 different buffs. Each one can be used multiple times, but mind you, they also said it will last the rest of the mission for the buff, so don't know why you'd have to activate it more than once, but hey, I may have misheard that one. Either way, there'll be 3 hands, each one will have a different buff. There's many buffs, so I'm guessing it'll be different to each one. And when you activate it, you get basically a guaranteed... They said a boss will spawn, that I'm assuming means the Thrax, but no. Xmas enemy will spawn, and the hand will be on an instant cooldown of 10 minutes before you can use it again. But the rest of the mission basically looked like a defense mission. Which, to be brutally honest, I would love to see them introduce a mobile defense mission where you have a lot more enemies. That would just make it a lot harder, which is basically what this actually looked like, because there are Thraxes spawning like crazy, which leads into things like, they do go on to mention Void Sling. The changes to Void Sling are going to allow you to strafe while moving. The movability of Void Sling is going to be better, and they are still going to work on collision checking after the Echoes of the Zariman update comes out. So they have changed a lot of things for what people wanted Void Sling to be. But for the Xmas enemies, yeah, things like the mag proc that the Thrax cast... Yeah, it's not just going to strip you of all energy and shields and basically end you. No. Now it'll do less, so it'll drain your power instead of just empty it completely. And the changes to the Overguard means it'll be lower and you'll be able to actually take the Thrax out. Because sometimes the Thrax can spawn that, let's be honest, is kind of unkillable. You can, with a lot of hopes, dreams, and higher level weaponry, but if you are just playing normal mission types and these guys turn up, there's sometimes they get really, really overcharged with the overshields and become obnoxious to take out. Not impossible, but obnoxious. We'll go with that one because you can always take them out. It's just obnoxious because they take you out quicker than you can actually take them out sometimes, and they are just straight up annoying. So I kind of like the look of this mission. What I like the look of just a tiny little bit more was it's just like the manual waypoint you place on the open world maps, but they are called blink pads. It's basically a teleporter that will allow you to set locations to teleport to in any of the open worlds. I'm hoping this is a massive precursor to what they are going to show off at Tennocon, because as great as they actually look, we kind of have to talk about Tennocon. They did go on about Rivens and how they're going to be basically, what's the best way that I can put this? When you get a Veiled Riven, it won't have a task on it instantly, so you can have a stack of Veiled Rivens for whatever weapon they go on to, and they won't take up Riven slots. In theory, it should take up one, but then you'll have many of them. They actually said it would take up no Riven slots, which I really like the sounds of. The sound of, because being able to have Rivens that don't take up those slots is going to be a big deal. A huge deal. Just biblically huge deal. Because then you can just stack Veiled Rivens without worrying about them taking up Riven slots. Meaning you don't have to sell them or give them away, you can just leave them there. But on to Tennocon 2022, because it was mentioned in the dev stream. They did, and I know this has nothing to do with the update, which is why I'm kind of throwing it on the end. They did show what will be coming in Tennocon 2022. Because it's a digital event, the digital pack will come with the usual armor pieces, an operator's outfit, because it fits on the operator. I'm kind of trying to go a bit spoiler free here, so we'll just leave it at that one, and the Sugatra and lots of other stuff, but yeah, I'll just leave that to show those off really quickly, because I want to end this with crossplay, and let's be honest, every time anybody's asked, they've said exactly the same thing. The team is working on it and it's looking great. The team is working on it, it's coming soon. The team is working on it, the team is working on it. It's been 10 months. And all we've got is, the team is working on it. Well, we kind of got our first bit of news. It's gone from, they're working on it, but chat's annoying. Chat's not working properly, to they're working on it. They talked about how it's looking amazing as it goes along. Yeah, that's really helpful information. But then mentioned the chat is working. Because he said they've just got chat to work, so PC will show PC. Xbox will show Xbox. PlayStation 4 will show PlayStation 4. Switch will show Switch. Don't know why I said PlayStation 4. Should have just said PlayStation, but never mind. Which means the cross chat is working cross platforms, which means hopefully we can have a lot of great news about all of the cross-save, cross-platform play that everybody has been asking about for the past 10 months in Tennocon 2022. And then that's all they said about Tennocon, even though they said they will tell you how to prepare for it. How to prepare for it was to look forward to the echoes of the Zariman update coming June 9th on all platforms. And because people ask this pretty much every time, because it's no longer 2 PM ET for all platforms, consoles update in the morning. So, most of the updates, including this one on July 9th on all platforms, it'll probably be around 10 AM to 11 AM Eastern Time. Like usual. Bye.